Hello and welcome back to the port. I'm the Gav Major and this is WoWs Weekly. WoWs Weekly is the weekly news video which covers news of the World of Warships Legends game in the week past and the week coming up, and also is a place where I can cover off some of the channel admin and speculations where necessary. So, this is the last week in which we can get our final position in the arena competitive game mode before they start issuing out the rewards for it. It was also the last week to complete the Siegfried campaign, so if you haven't yet, now is your moment to decide whether you want to be purchasing Amity backing or whether you want to be boosting and finishing the campaign once you've purchased Amity backing. Now, if you're interested in Siegfried, I have done a review and that will be carded top right now, but also available on the end screen if that does interest you. Furthermore, this is probably going to be the last week of the Lunar New Year sales, so if any of those Lunar New Year crates or ships interest you, it's your last chance to get those. And also it's the last week obviously for the British early access stuff, so what that does means obviously the crates will be disappearing, so if any of those containers do interest you or rewards in those containers such as the Union Jack camouflages do tickle your fancy, it's your last chance to get a couple of containers. Now, it's worth noting that the patch is coming out on Tuesday the 9th of March. Now, this is slightly different to all previous patches which have come out on a Monday. Based on the Ask the Team in Discord, the reason for this appears to be that Monday is International Women's Day, a public holiday in Russia, which would then mean that the development team based in St. Petersburg, or also known as Leningrad to those of you of the old world, won't be around to deploy the patch on a Monday, so hence it's been delayed until Tuesday. Now, regarding the upcoming patch, that obviously means we are expecting patch notes. Now, usually patch notes drop on a Thursday, so if they have dropped today, after the recording and posting of this video, then the link to the English language patch notes will be in a pinned post down below. And if there has been a trailer, that'll be carded top right now, but also available on the end screen alongside the Siegfried review. Going back to talking about the British heavy cruisers, as obviously they're leaving early access, that means they'll become fully researchable in the next patch. It also means that HMS Almore will be unlocked. Now she is the tier 7 British heavy cruiser, which is going to be equipped with radar based off of the community manager stream. So that looks to be quite interesting. So for those of you who have been able to get hold of the Surrey, there's a good opportunity to grind out the Surrey and you can then get the Almore straight away in the next patch. And if you're feeling really cheeky, you can use some Global XP to boost through the Almore before she's released, and therefore you just simply need to buy the ship and the modules and you have a fully upgraded tier 7 to play. Now, as we know, the icebreaker coins from the previous patch will probably be converted into credits. Based on the Ask the Team on Discord, it appears that per icebreaker coin will be converted into 1,500 credits. So if you do have quite a lot of icebreaker coins in your account, you're going to end up getting quite a few credits reimbursed to you. Also, in the previous week, we saw the Russian light cruiser, bear with me, Okhov? I haven't really done any research into the Russian, but she was teased. Now, she is expected to be a tier 7 premium ship as an end reward of an upcoming campaign. However, that's not been confirmed. But the trailer, I'll card that top right now as well if you missed it. Now, it was shown as a premiere, which was quite amusing. I did watch it as the premiere. It doesn't really give a lot of information. It's basically the ship sailing around in a pretty no HUD view in a versus AI game, as per always. So you never really gain much from it. But having looked at the World of Warships wiki, a couple of things we can probably gain or gauge from it, I guess you say, is we are looking at 8 number 6-inch guns in 4 dual gun turrets, 2 forward, 2 aft. They look to be quite fast reloading, probably about 6 seconds give or take, but obviously have to acknowledge that this is a different game, so that might be subject to change. Also, it looks like she might have reasonable torpedo range. In World Warships PC, she has a torpedo range of 8 kilometers, so potentially she could be a Russian cruiser with some decent torpedoes for a change. Now, potentials or speculations, I guess you could say. Well, it was floated in the previous community manager's live stream that the Azuma is expecting a buff. Whether that could be happening in the upcoming patch or whether that could be happening in the patch following, that's obviously open to interpretation. But considering we've had the release of the Siegfried, quite a lot of people are comparing the Siegfried to the Azuma, so could we see some changes to the Azuma? Also, as per last year, we did have an April Fool's mode. We had Duck mode, where it was a just deathmatch, sailing around in little toy boats in a bathtub. And I probably can say that it's expected that there will be another April Fool's event arriving this patch, being that it will be covering the April more than likely. And therefore, whether we could see a return of Duck mode or some variation of is yet to be seen. And also, we might as well comment again for probably the third WoWs week in a row. Yes, we had the rental legendary ships back over the Christmas period, and we are coming to about a reasonable period where it would be expected for them to introduce something to the Bureau. Whether we could see some of those rental ships come to the Bureau, or whether it would be new ships, that's some more speculation, I guess you could say. Now, moving on to the channel news. Well, first of all, I am doing a 1K Q&A and I am taking questions for that. Now, I have put this in a community post, but I know that community posts are usually more visible on mobile items rather than laptops and things like that. So if you have missed it, then in the pinned post down below, the first link will be obviously a link to the community post, and if you want to ask pretty much anything, I'll go through and vet the questions, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll have that all recorded and out this Sunday. And if I can, I'll try and do it as early access on Patreon for those of you who are supporting the channel on Patreon. I should always plug, the channel is non-monetized. Now, in regards to the rest of the channels, I'm going to reduce the guaranteed video schedule. The reason being is just to free up some of my time for other things. Now, the current schedule was a guaranteed video on a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, plus a live stream on a Friday. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the guaranteed video on a Friday. So for the new schedule will be Monday will be a community spotlight video, either amateur reports or sea trials. Wednesday will be a guaranteed video day, whether that be a review, a let's play, or something else that they're in line. Thursday is going to continue to be WoWs weekly news video. Friday, still going to be live streaming on the Friday, just removing that guaranteed video. That just frees me up a little bit on a Thursday night, that's all. Now, obviously, I am going to caveat that with, however, I may feature videos on other days if I find I have an abundance of content. So I'm removing the guaranteed, but I might still feature stuff on a Friday. I might still feature stuff on a Tuesday and a Sunday. The only day I rarely showcase anything would be a Saturday, in all honesty. Now, another item of channel news, like I should say, is I am going to make a slight change to the way that I'm doing the community spotlight videos on a Monday. Previously, I have tried to alternate between amateur reports and sea trials. Amateur reports is basically your gameplays with my commentary, and sea trials is, again, it's your gameplays, but it's like my commentary and some tactical overlays. What I'm going to do is, rather than try and alternate between the two, you may have already noticed what I'm trying to do is I'm just focusing a little bit more on amateur reports and getting them a bit more continuous. The reason being is there is behind the scenes, there is a massive difference in the amount of production time that it needs to be invested between amateur reports and sea trials. Sea trials takes about twice the amount of time. Now, because of that, it is quite a bit of an investment of time when I do record those. And on the other side, as well as picking a video for sea trials, that can be quite difficult. Whereas amateur reports, great game, you know, give it a good commentary. Sea trials is about finding either a good game where I can then show what they're doing, or a game where someone's asked for help or something goes wrong in that game and I want to show that. Which also means that obviously the selection of videos for sea trials is a bit more stringent, I guess you could say, because you're looking for something wrong or something really good, like showcases it, that could pass on the information. And so just considering the content being received by the community, from the community into the inbox, that's the email address down below if you want to send any of your own game captures. obviously that content varies, and so I've got more content suitable for average reports, I have to confess. And also the production time, sea trials taking about twice as long and not really standing out that much different in regards to how many views and likes and things like that to the channel. Now if it doesn't mean Sea Trials is going away, it just means that the number of Sea Trials videos coming out will probably be slightly reduced in comparison to previous. Well, I think that covers everything in regards to the game and the channel and the speculations. So if the patch notes do come out today, then you can expect a live stream later tonight covering the patch notes. So if you do want to come along to that, and basically I just read through the patch notes, but also it's a place where as a community we can interact, you can ask questions, we can discuss things like that as we go along. Also we'll be doing a Friday live stream as per always, and then obviously the 1k Q&A, which I'm hoping to have released on a Sunday. Ask me anything, pinned below. Well, until next time, I think I want to say thank you to everyone who supports the channel on Patreon, because it is a non-monetized channel. If you want to support the channel on Patreon, then the link will be down in the description. Also, email address if you want to send in any of your own game captures. If you have enjoyed WoWs Weekly, feel free to give it a thumbs up, and thank you to all the subscribers. Most of you guys who watch WoWs Weekly are the subscribers, but if you aren't subscribed, feel free to subscribe. Until next time, I'm the Gareth Major, and back to the port.
Hey, hey, clear the way, here comes the galloping Major. Get out of the way there, you fellows, unless you want me to run you down.